You won't believe what drinking straws and a lampshade have in common. Take a drum lampshade and draw a level vertical plumb line with a pencil on the side of the shade. Continue to draw these plumb lines about every 7 to 8 inches around the entire lampshade. Now take some non-bending straws and start to arrange them in a random zigzag pattern. This does not need to be exact. In fact, the more random the pattern, the better. Take a hot glue gun and place a line of glue along one side of a straw. Lay this straw on the lampshade in line with one of the plumb lines, but with part of the straw hanging off the edge of the shade. Continue to glue straws side by side onto the lampshade in your random pattern. You can ensure that your straws are laying evenly on the shade because you can make adjustments as you hit each plumb line that you drew on the shade. I discovered that you can also apply your hot glue directly onto the lampshade and then lay the straws on top. This method is a lot faster than laying them one at a time. In a well-ventilated area, spray paint your new lampshade in the color of your choice. Don't forget to spray the inside of the shade as well. Use a finial in a matching or coordinated color to attach the shade to a lamp base for your bold and beautiful new lamp. I hope this inspired you to give an old lampshade a dramatic but inexpensive makeover with just a little glue and some straws. Thanks for watching Home Talk. See you next time.
There's a Lazy Susan wine bottle holder on Anthropologie's website that retails for $168. I wanted to see if I could recreate it for a fraction of that price. I found this water bottle holder on Amazon for only $15. I'm using a miter saw box to cut my dowels instead of an actual miter saw. Once all the dowels are cut, then the next step is the fun part, getting to actually add them to the water bottle holder and seeing it all come together. I just used a hot glue gun to add them, and I made sure that the first piece was perfectly square so that the rest of them would fall into place. Once all the dowels were added, I just did a quick sand of the top and the bottom of all the dowels just to finish it off and make it look a little bit nicer. Then it was time for the platform, and I just glued together 3 of these little wooden discs, and then I took this gold peel and stick tape and wrapped it around to make it look like it had this brass base. I attached the platform base using the hot glue gun again, and that's it. It looks so good. The wine bottles fit great. If you are not a fan of wine, you can also use it what it was originally meant for from Amazon, which is water bottles, or I'm sure a number of different things.
Pick up a can of gold spray paint. Now take some scissors and cut the stems apart from one another. Spread your blooms out and start to lightly spray paint each stem with your gold paint. Paint them in multiple light layers until you get the effect that you want. For painted blooms that are larger, glue a couple of the stems to the side of a thin candlestick. Once cool and dry, manipulate the other blooms, leaves, and stems and hot glue them onto the candlestick. Don't glue everything down, as you want some pieces sticking out for a 3D effect. If needed, wrap and knot some jute twine at connecting points of the candlestick. Overspray the entire candlestick with your gold spray paint. Your gold floral candlesticks will look very elegant on any table in your home. With mid-size blooms, take a glass vase with a curved neck and cut your stem to about the same height as the vase. Hot glue one stem to the vase with a couple of blooms near the neck of the vase. Take another stem and hot glue it just a little lower than the original stem, but overlapping the leaves. To cover exposed stems, cut random leaves from other stems and glue them directly onto the glass. Display your gold flowered vase either with or without fresh flowers. Take your bunches of small blooms and clip off the very top blooms from the stems. Save the rest of the leaves, you can use them for another project. Grab a small round glass vase, I got mine from the dollar store, and start to glue the tiny blooms to the top rim of the vase. For some beautiful natural texture and to hide any exposed stems on the inside rim, fill the vase with some green moss. Place your new gold-rimmed vase on a bookshelf, side table, or fireplace mantle.
Get the look for less with this brilliant hack. I grabbed a plastic pot from the dollar store and covered it in spackle. I used a putty knife to spread it and left it uneven for a textured look. While I was waiting for it to dry, I printed and cut out a leaf shape on paper. When the spackle was completely dry, it turned white. I spray painted it a chalky gray color. After that dried, I spray painted over top of the stencil with the stone textured spray paint. I did this all the way around the pot, and I decided to add a bit more textured spray paint over the whole thing. Now I have this stunning Anthropologie inspired ceramic planter for a fraction of the cost. I hope this inspires you to make your own ceramic looking planter. Thanks for watching Home Talk, and see you next time.
Grab some clear vases the next time you're at the dollar store. I want to glue 3 of the vases in a stack. I'm using 5-minute epoxy to attach them together. I'm dipping the top of the first glass into the glue, and then I'm going to set another one on top of it. To decorate the first stack of vases, I want to keep it simple. I'm going to use some white paint to paint all of the outside glass. I want to make sure to get in between the vases as well and around the rim so that all of the glass is covered. For my second stack of glasses, I want to use some alcohol ink to color the glass. To make sure the glass is clean, I'm going to wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol first. Now I can start to decorate them with the alcohol ink. I have some ink here in blue and a deep purple that I think is going to be lovely. I can move the stack around to allow the ink to cover different areas as well. Once I have a design I like, I'm going to go ahead and let this dry before adding another layer. You can see how beautiful the ink is already, so I'm just going to add a little bit more to give it a deeper color. Once this dries, it'll be ready to use, and I can add some flowers or a candle to the bubble vases. I love how different these 2 vases look, but how pretty they both are. I hope this has inspired you to make your own bubble vases as well. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Home Talk. I'll see you next time.
Grab a couple plastic planters and bowls. I'm starting with 2 plastic planters. I'm going to place one upside down and then use a really strong glue like E6000. On top of this planter, I'm going to add a bowl. And then we're going to put another bowl upside down on top of that. And then finally a second planter on top. I want to give this plant stand a terracotta look, so I'm using just regular acrylic paint in orange and brown to get the perfect color. Then I'm going to add some baking soda. This is going to give a matte, chalky finish that looks a little bit like stone. Now I can just use a wide brush and paint this on to the plastic. When it's dry, you can really feel that soft, almost stone-like finish. But I've definitely got some spots to cover up, so I'm going to go ahead and add a second coat. Don't brush too hard or you can peel that paint right off the plastic, but some nice gentle strokes should cover everything. There's a couple ways to style this plant stand. The first is for a faux plant. You can style this by adding a piece of wood to the top and using it as a decorative side table. I hope this video inspired you to grab some plastic planters and bowls and create an Anthropologie-inspired plant stand. Thanks for watching Home Talk. We'll see you next time.